Hi, so trying to record or film this video for this baseball park near my house, and it's called Lecom Park. That I actually, well, it's called Lecom Park, and I was seeking out a job. It seemed like it was last year, but maybe it was the year before. Because time's going and I'm busy all the time, so I don't remember when it was. But I worked here, I believe it was for 1 week, and upon starting the job, there were many of us that were going to work the concessions, taking orders and serving out food for all the guests that were here for the baseball stadium. And what happened was there was a different organization that was running the kitchen and the cashiers. And so they had a mix of people, staff that they were in charge of, okay? And so it seemed legit that they were doing this. I could understand it being maybe a separate business or entity that was running this, but they were really looking to screw us over. And I just want to point that out, that this isn't Bradenton, and if you ever come here to this baseball stadium, you're supporting a church organization that was involved, who are giving us the runaround and not being upfront with us about our money, how much we're gonna get paid, and the form of payment, as there was no social security number taken, no way to document this payment, this money. And that was a red flag for me and others, and we were eyeing each other while we were listening to them tell us like how it's gonna go, like we're stupid. And the more we questioned them, they started to divide and like push it on to someone else or separate us from that conversation so that we couldn't understand, I guess, or they were just going to do us wrong and they were just trying to stop the conversation. And this is who we were working for. And so I think it should be made known that this is how they do it. And so listen, because I was given a second opportunity after I went through this ordeal to come back. But the opportunity was from another church leader who was offering me even less money, which wasn't any money to begin with, for my time here. Okay, it's just cashier work. Okay, we're just taking orders and giving them food like a restaurant. Restaurants don't pay their workers much either. I get that, but now you guys can understand and see in a real world situation or vision what can happen to you if you don't ask questions, if you are not concerned, and if you, like, for people maybe young that are looking to go into some work, or maybe older who maybe had less experience in the work field. Maybe a lot of people were just privileged and didn't do much work or put their time in. Maybe they're just, I don't know you guys' situation. I'm just kind of thinking, but that's what I always do. But this place is not the best place to offer your time. You're not valued. The manager that was over the baseball stadium, I don't know who's the manager now, if it's the same guy. He was a tall black dude, very cocky, and had a very negative impact on the workers that showed up to actually give their time. Okay, it said something about if you don't like it, you can go somewhere else, because that's just how he felt. But we didn't know where that came from, because there was no discussion about like who we were actually working for. Like, we didn't even know who we were working for, because when they put an ad out for hiring, the ad stated for Lecom Park, but the person doing the said hiring, they were not Lecom Park. They were a separate organization. And it took me, after working for the week and still wondering about my money, where it's going to come from, and everyone else's, calling and reporting them. And the organization that I called was Better Business Bureau, or BBB, and they did their call to them, which I barely had a number for reaching these people, because they would distance themselves and separate, like divide everything up, as if we can't get an answer from anybody. And that was a big red flag and a big no-no. And if you're like a person that does this, or a church organization that gets involved, and you're trying to support civilians to get a little money in their pocket, don't do this, because you're risking your company, your business, by that's lame. Like, you're not supporting somebody when they have to question where their money's coming from and when their money is coming, when they put in time. Like, if that's for any job out there, that's not value. And if you serve a big mighty God, you claim, and you have some say so over someone's money that you're offering, but you don't give them that information that they're gonna need to be looked after, for giving their time, for showing up. I mean, how many people actually show up for the first day of the job? I showed up, and all the other workers showed up, and you guys didn't show up. So don't play that game. That's just like really rude. Like, really rude. It's disorganized. It's selfish. You're teaching people how to catch an attitude, and it's just not service. And I believe church is like supposed to be service oriented, and I think you're wrong. So I shouldn't have to reach out through like Better Business Bureau or anybody to support myself, to get paid for my time. That's just really rude. So I wanted to share my time that I had at Lecom Park. It was a very negative experience. It was easy work, but it was a negative experience. And I didn't have to show up. And what made it even more like awkward for me was that I had to go put money out of my pocket that I didn't have. I had to borrow the money from someone that I live with and pay back the money. I had to go get shoes and black pants and a black shirt, because I didn't have those things in my closet. And that was the only money that I had available to me. And then I had to wait for I want to say it was like 2 weeks before I got my money. And I think that's just so selfish. We shouldn't have to go like a long time like that and question where our money's coming from and when. Okay, so I think it's very rude. You guys were really rude. The manager at Lecom Park was a tall black man, cocky, like slim fit guy. Was very like gung ho about his baseball players in the baseball park, just having the game, very much into the game, and very not into the people that were serving the food that he was supposedly over. You don't support me, and you try to ruin my life and taking my time for a whole week. And I have a lot of negative things to say about that. But I'm gonna cut the video now. It's 10 minutes and a half, and I said what I said, but next time do better.